Hey everyone! Thank you for watching my channel. This is Hani. Congratulations on getting your hands on the Canon EOS Rebel T100, an awesome camera for beginning photographers. This camera is packed with cool features that are super easy to use, even if you're just starting out. One of the coolest things about the T100 is its automatic shooting modes. These modes are like presets, doing the hard work for you so you can focus on getting awesome shots. But don't be afraid to experiment beyond auto mode. As you learn more, you can start exploring manual controls to unlock even more creative possibilities. The T100 is lightweight and easy to carry around, making it the perfect companion for everyday adventures. So, are you ready to dive in and start capturing your own amazing photos? Let's get started. Let's talk about composition, the art of arranging elements in your photos. One of the most useful composition guidelines is the rule of thirds. Imagine your frame divided into 9 equal sections by 2 vertical and 2 horizontal lines. The goal is to place your subject or points of interest along these lines or at their intersections. By placing your subject off-center, you create a more balanced and visually appealing composition that draws the viewer's eye through the entire image. You can enable the grid display on your T100's LCD screen or viewfinder to help you visualize the rule of thirds and position your subjects more effectively. Ready to add depth and dimension to your images? Let's explore leading lines and framing. Leading lines are lines within your image that guide the viewer's eye towards the main subject. Think about roads, rivers, fences, or even shadows. They can all act as leading lines. Framing involves using elements in the foreground to create a frame around your main subject. This helps to create a sense of depth and draw the viewer's attention to the focal point. By incorporating leading lines and framing techniques, you can transform ordinary scenes into captivating photographs that tell a story. Section 4. Demystifying the exposure triangle, ISO, shutter speed, and aperture. Let's unravel the mystery of the exposure triangle. A fundamental concept in photography. It consists of 3 key elements: ISO, shutter speed, and aperture. These elements work together to control the brightness or exposure of your images. Imagine ISO as your camera's sensitivity to light. A lower ISO, like 100, means the sensor is less sensitive to light, ideal for bright sunny days. A higher ISO, like 1600 or higher, increases the sensor's sensitivity, allowing you to shoot in low light conditions. However, keep in mind that higher ISOs can introduce noise or grain into your images. This refers to how long your camera's shutter remains open, measured in seconds or fractions of a second. A fast shutter speed, like 1/500th of a second, freezes motion, perfect for capturing fast-moving subjects like sports or wildlife. A slower shutter speed, like 1/30th of a second or longer, lets in more light, which is great for low-light situations but can result in blurry images if your subject moves. Understanding the relationship between these 3 elements is crucial for achieving proper exposure and creative control over your images. Section 5. Taking control. Manual mode explained. Ready to unlock your camera's full potential? Let's dive into manual mode. Shooting in manual gives you complete control over ISO, shutter speed, and aperture, allowing you to fine-tune your exposure and achieve your desired creative vision. Start by setting your ISO based on the lighting conditions. Remember, lower ISO for bright light, higher ISO for low light. Decide whether you need to freeze action or capture motion blur. Use a fast shutter speed for freezing and a slower shutter speed for blurring. Determine your desired depth of field. Use a wide aperture for a shallow depth of field and a narrow aperture for a deeper depth of field. Section 6. Settings in action, from portraits to fast motion. Let's put our knowledge into practice with some real-world scenarios. Here are some suggested settings for different types of shots. Aim for a wide aperture, f2, 8, f5, 6, to create a pleasing background blur and focus attention on your subject. Use a shutter speed fast enough to avoid camera shake, around 1/125th of a second or faster. Adjust your ISO accordingly, starting with a lower ISO and increasing if needed. Prioritize a fast shutter speed, 1/500th of a second or faster, to freeze fast-moving subjects. Use a narrower aperture, f8, f16, to ensure your subject is in sharp focus. Opt for a narrow aperture, f8, f16, to achieve a larger depth of field, ensuring that both the foreground and background are in focus. Use a tripod and a slower shutter speed if needed, especially in low light. Section 7. Keep shooting and learning. Photography is a journey of continuous learning and exploration. The more you shoot, the more you'll discover your own style and develop your skills. Embrace every opportunity to capture the world through your lens, whether it's a simple everyday moment or a breathtaking landscape. If you're eager to dive deeper into the world of photography, be sure to subscribe to my channel for more tips, tricks, and inspiration. Happy shooting!